Okay, welcome to our presentation called Wikipedia and Public Television, a Match Made in Heaven. That maybe should have more aptly be called a Match Made in Commons, because it's going to be about a project that we started in Germany and that we're trying to internationalize. We started out last year's Wikimedia, and this is going to be another stepping stone in the internationalization of this project that we're going to be introducing to you in a minute. This is a project that's dedicated to joining the worlds of public broadcasting and Wikipedia, a world that we believe has a lot of overlap. And before we begin, we're quickly going to introduce ourselves.
My name is Sadiq Shahad from Ghana.
Hello, I'm Janosch Becker from Hamburg.
And my name is Jan David Franke. I'm with Wikimedia Deutschland. This is a brief outline of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to introduce the project to you, especially in its German context. We're going to outline 2 success stories that we were able to achieve in the German context. We're going to show you how we are internationalizing the project. We're going to give you an overview of how to participate in the project and in the international network. And we're going to leave room for questions. But we're also going to have some interactive elements throughout the session. We're not going to be talking directly at you for 40 minutes, so don't fall asleep.
Okay, thank you, David, for your short introduction. I will now introduce you into the project. So first of all, let me explain what Wiki Loves Broadcast actually is. In short, it's a Wikipedia community network founded in conjunction with Wikimedia Deutschland, to lobby public broadcasters to use more Wikipedia-compatible licensing for their educational and knowledge content. So we're talking here about Creative Commons licenses, as you probably all know them. The project was founded in 2018 already, and there are about 10 to 20 Wikipedia editors, currently mostly German ones. And our main task is to conduct Wikipedia workshops with public broadcasters where we explain them how the Wikipedia works and which content fits into Wikipedia article and which content does not fit into articles. And the broadcasters which attend the workshops are the ones where Wikimedia Deutschland already had long-standing conversations with, and then they showed interesting in partnering with the Wikipedia. We're also responsible for ensuring that the videos, after uploading to Commons, actually make their way into Wikipedia articles, but only if they add a value to the article and don't conflict with the content of the article. Because if we just spam all the videos in the article, then other community members just put them out again, and then that's not good for the future of the project. So that's why we did the workshop in the first place. And broadcasters are also interested in their videos being featured on the Wikipedia because that's what they want. They want a large audience and views, and yeah. We were awarded with the Wiki Eule in 2021 at the German Wikicon, which is basically the same as the Wikimania, but in the German language. And the Wiki Eule is a prize which is awarded every year on the Wikicon, and it's the highest prize in the German language Wikipedia, and there are several categories. And this project won one of them in 2021. As you see on the picture there, there was Wikiolo and Kete17, also members of the Wiki Loves Broadcast project, who received the prize. In 2023, we started with the internationalization, as David already pointed out, at the Wikimania last year. And since then, we had our first international meeting, which was this year in April in Berlin. Okay, let me first explain a bit why we do what we do. As David already said, we both have the broadcasters and Wikipedia both share some things. So educational content from public broadcasters pretty much aligns with the content of the Wikimedia projects. But it has to be put under Creative Commons license to be featured in the Wikipedia, which is not the case the most times. So we urge public broadcasters to work towards free licenses, at least for parts of their content, not all of it, because not every content is relevant, and develop a new model of creating freely licensed content in consultation with all relevant stakeholders, because the production of content is a really long process and they do negotiations with the actors, cutters, and I don't know who else. And for Creative Commons licenses, they have to be berücksichtigt?
Considered.
Before producing the content, so it's a long-term process. Creating content with Creative Commons licensing for the Wikipedia also has a lot of benefits. First of all, it contributes to the common good and underscores the importance of public broadcasting in a healthy democracy. It helps the broadcasters to reach a larger audience because that's what they care about. They have, at least in Germany, they have the mission to reach a large audience as possible. So with Wikipedia as a very relevant website, they can achieve this goal. And the CC licensed content can not only be used in the Wikipedia, but also, for example, for educational purposes at schools or universities. If someone does a presentation, he or she can just put a video in there without having to fear to break any copyright laws. Another point is the fight against disinformation, which is also very relevant today because public broadcasters and Wikipedia both have the mission to fight against misinformation, and with that we can join together to fight against misinformation. Last but not least, public money means public good. So in most of the countries, public broadcasters are funded through our license fees and taxes, so they can produce their content. So for me, it's clear that this content has to be available to the public as well. Okay, now we will start presenting to you two success stories. The first one is with the Tagesschau, which is widely considered the most prestigious news program on German TV. And this cooperation began in late 2022 after long-standing conversations with the ARD, one of the two major public broadcasters in Germany, and Wikimedia Deutschland. So it works that Wikimedia Deutschland comes to the public broadcasters and tries to convince them to put their content under Creative Commons license. And then if they decide to do it, we as Wiki Loves Broadcast come into place and conduct a workshop with them to tell them which videos are relevant, which ones are not. You will later also see an image of this workshop there. And then they decided to start releasing videos. We have now about 118 short videos, which were released under the Creative Commons CC by SA 4.0 license. And every few weeks there are new videos coming. About half of those videos are already integrated in the Wikipedia articles, and those videos now have about 3.5 million views so far, which is quite a big number, but it's far from the number which will David present to you in the second success story, so you can be excited about that. Those videos are mainly short explaining videos, about 1 minute in length. You will also see an example shortly. The Tagesschau itself is a news program, but those videos are not news. They may be about a relevant topic, but are more general, so they can also be used for long-term in Wikipedia articles. Now you can see the image of us at the ARD headquarters in Hamburg, where also the Tagesschau is filmed. You see me on the left there, and you can also recognize David on the right. And Sandra is also there, somewhere here.
Beppo, Sandra is here.
Ah, yeah, there.
Beppo is there.
Exactly. And on the right, you also see Wikiolo again, who was at the Wiki Eule Award in the last picture. Okay, now let's have a look at one of those videos. This one is in the article about gender, which is a very relevant topic today. That's also probably the reason why this video has the most views of all the Tagesschau videos. And here the video is put in the top of the article. We also have videos that are on one section of the article. Maybe it's a big article to a big topic and the video only summarizes one section of it, then we put it at the section where it belongs to. Okay, now let's watch the video, and while we watch the video, you can think a bit about it and remember that, because later we will come back to it. Okay, thank you for the video. Now I will pass on to David, who will present to you our second success story.
Yeah, thanks, Janosch, and thanks to our technical team here on site who's helping us with the smooth transitions. Yeah, round of applause. Our second case that we're going to be looking at is called Terra X, which is probably the most prestigious and popular documentary program on German television, comparable maybe to BBC's Planet Earth, although it doesn't just focus on wildlife photography, but has a whole big range of topics that it covers. This was the first of many cooperations that we engaged in, and started in 2019 already. Since then, over 420 short videos have been released, most of them under a CC BY license, although we're slowly transitioning to a CC BY share alike license. Most of these clips have found their way not just on Commons, but on Wikipedia. About 90% of them were deemed relevant to complement and add value to an article, where they were able to gather a staggering total of over 125 million views, with more than 3 million views a month. And these are numbers that the public broadcasters are very interested in. And that's also why this project has been able to gather such momentum. These videos are mainly 1 to 3 minutes in length, and they show visualizations of historical or scientific facts or processes. This is a picture of us at the ZDF headquarters in Mainz, just really hours before the outbreak of COVID. So this was the last time that so many people were seen together for a long, long time. This is where the Terra X is filmed at the ZDF headquarters in Mainz. And here you see the video of Terra X showing the construction of the Taj Mahal, not just in the German Wikipedia, but in the English Wikipedia as well, because Wikipedians have gone and not just redubbed, but also subtitled quite a large number of these videos so that they can also be used in other language versions. So let's have a look at this video together.
Das Taj Mahal gehört zum Weltkulturerbe seit 1983. Vor knapp 400 Jahren, 1632, wurde mit seinem Bau begonnen. Das Taj Mahal am Yamuna-Fluss gilt als das schönste Bauwerk muslimischer Architektur in Indien. Mehr als 20.000 Arbeiter errichteten es. Etwa 1.000 Elefanten brachten das Material aus ganz Asien nach Agra. Es dauerte 20 Jahre, bis das Bauwerk vollendet war. Das Taj Mahal ist ein Mausoleum für die Frau des Großmoguls Shah Jahan. Sie starb 1631 bei der Geburt ihres 14. Kindes.
That's way too many children, by the way. Yeah. Okay. So this is brings us to our first little question round. With a view on time, I think we'll maybe limit this to 2 or 3 inputs. But the questions that we want to put to you at this point are: what did you think of the videos you just saw? Do you think they work on Wikipedia? Do you think they can work in other language versions as well? What would be necessary for that to be the case? And can you think of content from public broadcasting in your own home country that could be useful in this regard? Is it working? I don't think it's working.
Yes, I'm sure this is useful in many cases. I'm Peter from Denmark. I have been teaching teachers to find these clips because they need a Danish voiceover. So it's the genre of making documentaries is often needs good footage, and then for that purpose, I'm sure that the numbers of views are higher than it only is on Wikipedia, because it is a resource that many are getting and downloading and using for documentaries. I love it. And I want to ask if they give this rendering of Taj Mahal, could they also perhaps give the 3D files and the project files for pupils to play with in Blender, for instance?
Yeah, we're going to go and ask them that. That's a good question, and thanks for your input.
Yes, hello. So I have seen some of the videos of TerraX before, and I also have tried to dub them, which is complex because one of the things we will need for internationalization is to have subtitles in everyone. Some of them have in German. It will be useful to have them also in English, because translation from English to other language is easier. And that is one thing. And the other is that you are saying about the stats, how many views, but those are views to the article that contains the video. They are not real plays of the video, or how are you measuring that?
We use a tool called MVC Tool for it, and as far as I understand, it measures the amount of media plays of the video. It doesn't just capture the amount of article views. I think it doesn't capture if the video was viewed in full, but it does capture whether the video.
How is it called? Because we are very interested on that, on having that stats. How is it called?
MVC.toolforge. I'm happy to send out the link.
Okay, thanks.
I think with the view on time, I think we'll just continue. And this was a perfect segue, Valder, because we're going to be talking about how we get more non-German videos into this project as well in a minute.
Okay, so we've heard a lot about the program in German. Now, we want to share with you our plans to make it more international. So the discussion, the context started, making it international started in Wikimedia, Singapore last year. And since then, we've been building a lot of network of volunteers and community leaders who are interested in having these kind of projects localized in their own languages. And this is just also an opportunity for us to invite more languages. If you think this is a good thing for your community or language, I think this would be a perfect place for us to discuss that and see how best we can support you. Next. Okay, so our first meeting after Wikimedia was in Berlin in April last year, and we're very happy to meet for the first time as an international team. And we had an engagement session with Vipin, who is helping us to connect with, he's actually building a collaborative relationship with Thomson Reuters Foundation. We'll be talking a lot about that later, but this is just to give you a context of how the team is made up and our meeting in Berlin and how we want to grow together with all of you here. Yeah, so if you look at this, we, as a project that works to collaborate with different affiliates across the continent, we have created a dedicated Telegram group that we have shared with you. If you scan the QR code, you'll be able to join the group. This is where we have all of the discussions about collaboration and how you can actually implement this project or be like an affiliate of this project in your own language. And we also have more collaboration projects that we are piloting with different broadcasters. I can see the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation logo here. As you also may be aware, all the content that we are producing are going to be free licenses, like CC licenses, and then it will make Wikipedia become more multimedia. This means, just like we saw in the article, we have, like, right now we don't have a lot of multimedia files on many articles on Wikipedia, so this will help us, make Wikipedia look more multimedia, and we'll all, just like all of us, we want to see something that looks like a match made in heaven between Wikipedia and public broadcasting corporations. Yes, so because of the nature of the project, we are collaborating with public broadcasters. We have this broadcasting organization in Switzerland, and then the rest are German-related broadcasters. And we are also seeing other potential collaborators. I don't know if you can identify any of these logos from your country. Do you have any idea which of them represent which country? Or can you see like any broadcaster that is from your country?
I think most of them are German. There's a Dutch one in there, VPRO. We have the European Broadcasting Union and Thomson Reuters as an international foundation. Most of the other ones are German, but here is someone.
Yeah, we
some
have
more
more
broadcasters for you to have a look at.
I can see BBC. Do you have an idea which of them is coming from your country, or do you have... Which one?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Cool.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, we also got PBS from the US, SVT from Sweden, TVRI from Indonesia, TBS from Taiwan, SPR from Mexico, TVP from Poland, and BTV from Botswana. But what we're really interested in is...
Yes. So
I'll take over.
Yeah, so I will give it the opportunity for you to, let us know where you are coming from, and if you have any public broadcaster that you want to recommend, or if you identify any of these from your country.
Thanks a lot. I think that if you get to the EBU, because they have a platform where all the public broadcast media, state-backed media funded in the European Union is collaborating on it, this would be very successful. Because either way, it could be through bilateral partnerships, but now it is moving, and I know it from the public service media in Bulgaria, for example. It is moving from these partnerships with specific public broadcast media in other countries to the EBU. So this is, I would say, your main target for the European Union.
I was hopeful that the BBC would be Creative Commons, but I've just done a quick Google. Unfortunately, it seems to have non-commercial Creative Commons licenses on the content that we can use, and also UK only. So it might be that they need a little bit more work before they start donating stuff to Commons, unfortunately.
And maybe as I pass the microphone around, I will suggest you look at Kenya. They have so many media broadcasting television channels that most of the time don't reference Wikipedia because they don't trust Wikipedia. They think it's not a reliable source. So it's time to look at Kenya. And there is a question online, if you can also respond to that. Give me a minute.
What is the best way to approach the local public radio or television station to license their content for the use in Wikipedia?
I think the best way is to join our Telegram group and discuss it with all of us there, because we're going to be able to coordinate our efforts and exchange different insights that we've been able to gather throughout the years. It does help to show them that Germans are doing it, and it does help to show them that there's quite a number of people that are going to be watching this on the internet. So to think of Wikipedia as sort of a third-party platform and not just Netflix, TikTok, YouTube. But if you are interested in educating and informing the public, then Wikipedia is an ally. And I think that's the argument that you got to get out there. There's going to be more time for questions later, but I'm just going to, yeah.
I just wanted to sort of talk about public broadcasting. It's TV, but it's also radio.
Yeah.
And I think radio can often be a better source for underrepresented languages. And there was a really interesting project, I'll share it in the Telegram group, in 2021 in India, where I think it was the BBC World Service partnered with the Wikimedia Foundation and local groups to raise awareness of Indian sportswomen. And basically they produced interviews with those women so that there were primary sources that could then be used by editors to create articles. And so I think there's an opportunity to sort of talk to broadcasters about relicensing content that they've already produced, but also like a deeper collaboration around them understanding their role as source materials for like underrepresented knowledge and languages. But you're doing really brilliant work, so thank you.
Thank you. That's a great point. One of the broadcasters we were showing earlier is the German radio, actually, that we've been in long-standing conversations with. But yeah, I think just to reiterate the idea that radio is a great source for marginalized languages, I think is going to be very helpful moving forward. One other concrete thing that we're moving forward with is our collaboration with the Thomson Reuters Foundation that Vipin, who's Senior Partnerships Manager at the foundation, is about to close. You just closed it. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm not up to date. Perfect. This is mainly to do with, so Thomson Reuters Foundation, as the name suggests, is affiliated, is the not-for-profit associated with the global news agency Thomson Reuters. And they have a division called Context News that also has a YouTube channel where they produce short documentaries, about 8 to 12 minutes in length, with a focus on sustainability, geopolitics, but also climate change. And that's the angle that we want to be taking with them. And so a task for Wiki Loves Broadcast at this moment is to figure out what's the content that's relevant for Wikipedia, what's suitable, and how do we feedback this to Thomson Reuters Foundation so that they can release suitable material under a CC license. And because those documentaries, which are quite long and quite complex, may be too complex for a single Wikipedia article, I think the main task is to look at what are the building blocks in these documentaries, what are the explainer segments, the visualizations, the original footage that we may be able to use, not just to have it on Commons, but also to integrate it and add value to a Wikipedia article. But before we talk about that, we're going to give you the opportunity to learn a little bit about how to participate in this network. And for that, we want to ask you these two questions.
So in which ways could you see yourself be an active part of this international Wiki Loves Broadcast network? And then what could you do to make educational public broadcasting content more accessible on Wikipedia? We've highlighted some of the use cases that my colleague shared. We just want to give you an idea of what we can do together as Wikimedians. But in your own ways with this, what do you think could be the way forward for you? What could you do, or how do you see yourself collaborating or participating, being active member of this international project?
Yeah, I think with all countries, it would take a little bit of persuasion from local organizers, maybe some support from international ones, to get going in like all countries. But I think it's possible generally. I just wanted to point out, like with this map that you were showing, by far the biggest logo was from Russian TV broadcast public one, and yeah, you might be a little bit mindful about like with what to collaborate or not, because with that one you maybe would not want to do something and collaborate, but I understand. But yeah, I think it's good project generally, and yeah, we can. But it takes a lot of hands, like on-site local ones, to basically persuade people to do that. Yeah.
Anyone else with a question?
Thanks. It's I don't know if I can do it, but I have two ideas, or also strategic questions. What about? I understand that you address like the big players, but what about independent broadcast organizations? I cooperated, for example, in Ludwigshafen with an independent little thing, and they put everything open if you ask them to, because they are very little and interested. So maybe this could be also an add-on, but I don't know. You have to look for your energy, where you put your energy into. But that was another idea I had. And the second one is more maybe towards the foundation or whoever is developing Commons, because I thought it would be so cool if you could upload things on Commons and also edit things. Because when I saw the videos before, it would be nice if your Danish teachers or students or whoever could directly add some subtitles or maybe also some voiceovers on the video and republish it. So if we had tools to do that directly on a Commons or whatever tool, that would be wonderful, I think, and that would also really makes sense to the wiki idea. Yeah.
I'm not sure if we have someone from the Wikimedia Commons community who could help us, or is there anything like that already?
I'm Diego from Switzerland. We were inspired by Germany, and we were thinking about how we could approach the Swiss Broadcasting Corporation, and then to our surprise, they approached us, because they went to Berlin and they heard about this project in Germany. So this was very easy for us. This is one aspect. So I want to encourage you, just try to contact your broadcasters. And then this aspect of subtitles, I'm not a common specialist, but as far as I realized that it's easy for subtitles, it's easy to add other languages. If you have the seconds, you know how long this is. I added this one in German. But the other thing to change to dubbing, it's called. This is, I think, you have to do it outside of Commons. As much as I know, it's more difficult.
So currently they are working on developing a tool which is basically similar to the Handbrake tool which we use as external software. But this is not yet available in the Toolforge or Commons. But by the end of 2024, they are trying to make it published. So once that is available, I think that will be helpful to use directly into Commons. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
There's going to be another section at the end where we're going to be able to allow questions. But yeah, Ziski, go ahead.
Thank you. Just a quick comment. I'm looking at my West African friends standing here. We all know Nollywood is a massive empire. And so I wonder maybe now that the Nigerian user group just started their public policy advocacy team, I'm forgetting the exact name of the initiative, perhaps this would be a really great campaign to start to work together on, especially since the Ghanaians are already involved. You could try to, in a friendly manner, drag them into it. I think that'd be really cool.
Thank you so much. I will reach out. Okay, so another use case for Ghana. We started by engaging communication students at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. And the next step with this engagement is to connect with the public broadcaster, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, to discuss ways we can collaborate with them on this project. We know there are some form of bureaucracies in projects like this, especially as Wikimedians. We've tried several ways to collaborate with public institutions, not just public broadcasters, but we are already having that kind of conversations, and also we are in touch with some private journalists who also work as freelance journalists and have long-term relationship with the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. And this could be a good point for anybody who wants to start conversations around collaborating with their national broadcasters, and also just building communities around the Wiki Loves Broadcast International program. So this was an event that was hosted this year in Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, College of Science. And yeah, that's me in the middle, and also right at the left side. Yeah. So this is something that all of us can learn from.
We've been talking about this ominous Telegram group for about 35 minutes now, so I'll give you a chance to scan this QR code, which I've also passed around on paper. If you have Telegram, please join the group if you're interested. And there are no strings attached. You can just listen in on the conversation, offer your expertise if you want to. You're not going to be forced to do anything, but of course you're welcome to. And if you don't have Telegram, there's also a sign-up sheet that's passed around where you can just sign up your email or your phone number, and then we'll reach out to you. And I can also give you my card. So there's many ways to be in contact.
I hope that all of the notifications which went through my phone at this presentation were people joining the group.
If you join our network, here are some of the things that you can do to specifically contribute. You can help spread the word about Wiki Loves Broadcast in the Wikipedia community and beyond. You can help with the integration of Deutsche Welle videos, because we've had a pilot project with Deutsche Welle earlier this year where they released videos in Arabic and Spanish and in English. And some of these are still waiting to be featured on Wikipedia. So if you speak any of these languages, this is a way you can contribute. You could help us identify suitable content from Thomson Reuters Foundation and tell them that this is the stuff that's going to work. You can establish your own Wiki Loves Broadcast chapter just by doing what Sadiq did in Ghana. You can reach out to broadcasters in your own country, and of course you can use our arguments and our resources and our support in doing so. And if you are an active member of Wiki Loves Broadcast, we invite you to be a part of next year's submission for Wikimania 2025. And I've spoken with my boss about this, and we've made some amendments in our budget so that we're going to be able to, if it gets accepted, support one travel scholarship paid for by Wikimedia Deutschland to next year's Wikimania as part of this initiative. This is not a bribe, it's more of an incentive. So, thank you very much for your attention. We got 2.5 minutes left, which is 2-3 questions.
Thank you very much. I don't see the two colleagues from the previous presentation, but if you allow me to make this connection between the conversation about media literacy education and one of the questions that you already put regarding specific type of content that especially public service broadcasters could be invited to share, to release with Creative Commons licensing, allowing reuse, allowing everything. This could be exactly the media literacy content. I learned from the previous presentation that there are even portals in different language versions of Wikipedia, and this would be very relevant both for the broadcasters because this is part of their mission as public service media, but it could be also very, very relevant to the Wikipedia community and the readers and education to have such type of content in video and audio form.
Just a short question. Do you consider if there is a limit from whom can we partner with? Could it be smaller agencies? Is there a limit? How small can they be? And could they be producers of generic content that are not broadcastings, but for instance, tourist agencies in a district of a country? They might also be making wonderful footage, but perhaps not making a voiceover content.
I don't think that there's a limit in terms of size. I think, and this has been hinted to by the gentleman who was sitting here, there's obviously going to be some criteria on the quality of the broadcasting content that's being produced. So if you do not live in a democracy, maybe you want to have a look at how the quality is of the broadcasting content that you maybe want to release under a CC license. And in terms of tourism footage, yeah, I think if it's not, if it's just original footage, that could work very well, both on Wikipedia and on Wiki Voyage, for example, as well. I don't think that there's a limit to that at all, no.
There is a question in the chat. Someone wants to know how many women are currently in this project.
That's a very good question. You saw that there was a very stark gender imbalance in the pictures that you saw. I think out of 10 active members right now, there's 2 or 3 women. So yeah, especially if you are not white, non-male, we invite you to join this project.
Any other burning questions? Yeah, have run out of time, but if you want to interact with the speakers more, you can join them outside over coffee, lunch.
Yeah, join the Telegram group, talk to us afterwards. We're going to be around. Thank you very much.